Wilson.
And I'm Ryan Galligan.
Today we're going to be talking to you about selling strategies. We live in a consumer-driven world. Everywhere we go, we are bombarded with advertisements trying to get us to buy what they are selling. As consumers, we buy into certain products and reject others. So what is it that drives us to buy into certain products? Companies have many different ways to appeal to consumers. Some companies offer their customers things their competitors do not. Oftentimes, that alone can be enough to attract customers. Companies who cannot offer something different than their competitors offer the same thing at a lower price. Still, others may go way out of their way to attract customers. Oftentimes, companies will offer incentives for buying their products. It seems companies are willing to do just about anything to make a profit in today's down economy.
Hi, I'm here at McDonald's with a couple of customers. What are your guys' names?
Nick. I'm Mike.
And they've agreed to answer a couple questions regarding McDonald's and other fast food chains selling strategies. Okay, get started?
Yeah.
The police say they've also looked at
What makes you enticed enough to choose McDonald's for your meals over other companies, such as KFC, Burger King, and
I think McDonald's is cheap and it's really good actually, even though it's bad for you. Financially wise, it's a good place to eat compared to KFC and like Dairy Queen and whatnot.
I like the dollar menu. I don't know, it's easy. There's a lot of locations actually, which is kind of convenient.
Selling is the exchange of goods for an agreed sum of money through persuading someone to buy a good or service. There are two basic forms of selling strategies: direct and indirect. Direct selling is the sale of a consumer product or service person to a person away from a fixed retail location, marketed through independent reps. I would like to go over the advantages and disadvantages of direct selling strategies. Disadvantages can be time consuming. It is highly competitive in this business. It is an unpredictable source of income. Some of the products can be found in other stores. Some examples of these direct sales include door-to-door. Door-to-door is in a form which can be very hard yet effective in making sales. It is face-to-face interaction with potential customers. The best way to do this is to have a strong pitch for the product you are attempting to sell. Users of this strategy must be persistent and understand that it does take time to see results. The second is cold calling. This is the process of approaching prospective customers or clients. It typically is via telephone who aren't expecting such interaction. The purpose of the call is to set up a time to explain the product you're selling. One other form of direct selling is online sales.
Indirect selling is the sales of goods by a manufacturer to a service merchandiser or wholesaler, who then sells the products to a chain store or independent store. Advantages of indirect selling strategies include faster growth, less direct management, larger market penetration, and there is no long-term salary burden.
Do a lot of like promoting and commercials and stuff on TV. You know, they have a lot of seasonal stuff too. I like the Shamrock Shake.
I totally agree. Like the dollar menu, like you said earlier, that's really good. They promote that all the time, even on TV commercials. They promote it.
Switching gears, the disadvantages are less long-term margin, may have no ownership of the company. It is a very competitive market and requires a very flexible pricing structure. Examples of this form of selling strategy are television marketing, which are advertisements on the television and demos of toll-free callback numbers or websites for the consumer to get in touch with a company. The use of coupons, which can be attached to mail and sent to consumers. These generally advertise and give cost benefits to consumers. Other examples include billboards and forms of posters, which can be seen on highways as well as highly marketed areas. We're here with Kyle Hansen, an everyday consumer. Alright Kyle, I'm going to list several product types and I want you to tell me the first company name that comes to thought. Okay, car company.
Chevy.
Soda.
Dr. Pepper.
Clothing.
Aeropostal.
Beer.
Bud Light.
Shampoo.
Pert Plus.
Electronics.
CD player.
Brand name.
DC.
Fast food company.
Arby's.
Restaurant.
Granite City.
Shoes.
Nike.
Okay, thank you. Okay, what made you think of those companies?
They all have strong advertising. They're pretty popular, and I purchased from them.
Okay, where did you see some of their advertising?
Magazines all over the mall. Online. I see a lot. I order online a lot.
When it comes to successfully marketing your product, a large part of the success comes from how well your product appeals to the customer. For example, Subway is a fast food chain that successfully appeals to its customers by offering healthy, fast alternatives to other fast food chains. On their napkins, they even directly compare their sandwiches' nutritional values to the nutritional values of their competitors, such as McDonald's and Burger King, ultimately making the consumer's choice an easy one when it comes to eating healthy. Another example is the car rental company Enterprise. Their slogan itself automatically gives them a direct advantage over their competitors. Enterprise will pick you up is their slogan, which lets the customer know that when you need a car, they are able to deliver one right to where you are. Even if other car companies do not have the ability and are willing to come pick you up, it is not as well known as Enterprise. This is because Enterprise lets you know right in their slogan. When it comes to offering consumers something that the competitors do not, Coors Beer Company has invented something that its competitors cannot match. They have a bottle that automatically lets you know when your beer is cold. The mountains turn blue. Even though this is not a necessary function for a beer to have, it is appealing because it is interesting.
Throughout this presentation, we have gone over direct and indirect selling strategies, the disadvantages and advantages of both, as well as 2 examples of different types of selling strategies.
We've also conducted multiple consumer interviews depicting what it is people look for in goods and services. Also, what it is that draws them to these goods and services.
We both hope that this presentation was informative, but yet also exciting when talking about different selling strategies.